Okay, so end of month. We have so much we have to do to kind of tie things up and get us started in the best way for May. And of course, you guys know that come June, as always, June is just explosive. And so a lot of times people just walk into that explosion. But if you were preparing ahead of time and really cultivating a lot now, you're going to see an enormous lift to your business come June for a lot of reasons, not just because it's a really big month in general, but lots and lots of big stuff coming. So we always get started by hearing stories. And I think stories inspire us and give us things to post about. So that's what I'm excited about for today, because two of these gals that are going to share, well, one, they have been consistent on this power hour. So we've gotten to know each other. But two, their stories matter, just like all of our stories matter. So I'm excited for you to hear from Brenda and Tina. Brenda, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and let you get started. You look gorgeous. I saw you. I was like, whoa.
I hope you can hear me. My Wi-Fi is always bad in here. Can you hear me?
I hear you great.
Okay, good. A little lipstick does a lot because I haven't showered for a day. It's the end of the month, right? So I went back and forth whether to do a business testimony or a health testimony. So I'm going to give you a little bit of both, and I'm going to do it really quick. And I always hashtag my story with one part of my story, because you can never do it in 5 minutes or one post, or so it's always a little snippet of my story, right? So I'm going to give you one part of my story. So I've been sick most of my life. It started about 12 years old. I was diagnosed with something called Meckel's diverticulum. It's a gut issue. And most of my life, nobody believed I was sick except the doctors. And that's really a hard thing for any age of a person to deal with, right? When your family or your partner or people don't believe you're sick. So that was kind of like a head trash thing to deal with. But I dealt with it, moved on. But I've always pretty much been sick, and it's always been a gut thing. I didn't realize that until Plexus, but that kind of all sunk in when I started Plexus. But I've also been a yo-yo dieter, and my tippy top was 338 pounds, and that's an awful lot. And then in May of 2020, I was 100 pounds, and that was not enough for a 48-year-old woman. I was very, very ill with an autoimmune disorder. And that was my 4th time in the hospital that year. And we were hitting COVID. We had just hit COVID. And so I was in the hospital alone and going through a major surgery. And the doctor said this was the last surgery. And if it didn't work, he probably couldn't save me. I'm sorry. So he did the surgery and it was unsuccessful. So I saw someone posting about Plexus. I'm sorry, I promised I wasn't going to get emotional.
It's literally my favorite thing ever. This is a gift.
He did the surgery, it wasn't successful. I saw someone posting about Plexus, and I thought, on a wing and a prayer, what the heck, I'm going to try it. So I ordered it. I opened the box. I ordered the box. I took the stuff. I skipped over a lot of my testimony. I have had most of my innards removed. My gallbladder, I had a full hysterectomy. I have had most of my intestines removed because they were diseased. I've had all the things, over the course of 20 years. I have iron deficient anemia, and I have blood transfusions all the time for that. And I'm always tired because of that. So I was living in a recliner, all the things. I just was sick. So anyway, the doctor said, this is the last surgery. And he told my mom, he said, if it doesn't work, she's just losing weight at a rapid, from doctor visit to doctor visit, it would be 20 pounds or 30 pounds that I was losing. And he said, if I can't get her to stop losing weight, I can't do anything else. I don't know what to do. So we did the surgery. We're driving home from the doctors, and I'll spare you what happened, but let's just say it wasn't successful. And so we get a box of Plexus, we open it up, we take it. In about 3 days, we realized it was working. And so I kept taking it. So my mom thinks, well, maybe I'll take it too. So she started taking it. And so we get about 7 days in, about 10 days in, about a month in, and I'm feeling better. I'm looking better. I'm acting better. When you feel better, you know, you're a happier person. And so now I'm about a year in. Someone had seen a picture of me, and the pink drink was sitting on the table. I never shared about it. I never planned to share about it. I wasn't embarrassed about it, but I certainly wasn't going to tell the world that I was doing it. But a cousin of mine said, I see that pink drink. Someone gave me a real hard sell on Plexus, and that turned her off. So she was like, but if you're doing it, I'm going to buy it from you. I said, sure, I can sell it to you. That was about maybe four months down the road. So I sold it to her. And then another cousin said, well, I heard that so-and-so is doing it, so I want to buy it too. So that was 2 friends. And then my mom. So then I was silver, and I didn't know. And Angela Beller called me, and she goes, hey, you're silver. And I said, whoa, what does that mean? And they were really excited. And I thought I should probably be really excited too. And I remember sitting in my living room thinking, we're excited, but I'm not sure why. So that was maybe so I'm a year in now, and that was about maybe 6 months in. And so Angela, actually, I report to Angela now, and she took me under her wing. And in the last 6 weeks, I double ranked, so I'm a gold now. And my business journey has just blossomed. I started on Jen's call here in the very beginning. I just started coming on the calls. I thought it just seemed like the thing to do. I needed community. And I needed to connect because COVID started, and I was just needing something. So I needed to connect somewhere. So I started on the calls, and I came on to Jen's call, and I was on Alita's call, and I was doing all the trainings, and I was doing I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Genevieve, that's probably wrong. But I was doing all the new ambassador calls, and so I was doing all the trainings, and so I knew everything about Plexus, but I wasn't really selling it. I was just taking it, and I just wanted to know what I was putting in my body, and I wanted to be aware of what I was doing to my body. So I was very educated about it, and my 3 little people were educated about what they were doing. And my 3 little people turned into 20 people, and now 23 people. And so it's growing and growing, and that's pretty exciting. And it just turned into an amazing thing that everyone on my team is extremely happy, very healthy, very whole. And I always tell them their story matters. Everyone's story matters. And the big thing that I always tell them is where they are is where they're supposed to be. Where they are right now, exactly where they're supposed to be. Whether it's day 1, day 31, day 3,038, it doesn't matter where they are. That's exactly where they're supposed to be. And where I am today is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And where you are today is where you're supposed to be. And the comparison factor is important. We're all important. And so I'm just thrilled that you asked me to speak, because I felt like such a nobody when I first started with Plexus. And I feel like I actually sent her a friend request, and when she was like, I was a superstar. That was the biggest thing in the world to me. So when you make others feel important, and you're a servant leader, it really does make a difference. And Plexus really does change lives. I mean, it really has changed my life. I have child, I become a different person. I am a thriving, surviving person. And before I was just a sick person in a recliner. That is one part of my story.
Anybody else just massively inspired? Just massively. And it just goes to prove, and we're going to take a quick, like 2-second break to do something as a result of her story. And then we're going to hear Tina's story. It just goes to show that who you are and the life that you've lived before you ever said yes to Plexus has already built a network of trust for you. And so it becomes a natural extension. And when you can build organically, that is the strongest foundation you could ever build. Do I want you to get Instagram surprise mystery signups and you don't know these people and expand your network? Of course I do. But I also don't think that that is the strongest foundation for a business. When you have people that are in your life that trust you and connect with you and want to build with you, that's huge. And that's exactly what Brenda did. And honestly, I did not know that part of your story at all. I didn't know that you had all those surgeries and 300 pounds. So here's what I want you guys to do really quick. You have 2 options of how to do this. Either make a post that says, I know sometimes people don't like seeing Plexus post, but I just heard a friend's story and she would still be hurting and in pain if she hadn't seen someone sharing Plexus. So it shows me that it's worth it. And so you could use a picture of just you on your phone, like you're about to post something, or it could be a picture of you with the products in the background or just on the table, like Brenda said. But you're basically sharing with people, I get it. You don't like seeing sometimes a Plexus post, but guess what? If it only met one person's need, if it only ever helped Brenda, wouldn't have been perfect for that reason. Like, can you believe that she saw a Plexus post and that was the answer she was looking for? That inspires me like crazy. Now, if you don't post about Plexus ever and you're on here watching and you're like, well, that doesn't make sense, then I want you to say this. I've never done this before, but I'm posting about something I'm getting really passionate about. And here's what made me decide to do it. I just heard my friend's story. And if she hadn't seen someone sharing Plexus, her story wouldn't be what it is today. So you're basically telling people, this is scary. I just peed myself pressing post, but it's worth it because it may help one of you. So I want you guys to make that post really quick. And then we're going to come right back. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 minutes and we're going to get to hear from Tina, which I'm really excited to hear that story too. Brenda, you nailed it. It was amazing. Perfect. I'm going to go make my post. I'm the worst about editing and re-editing, so I'm probably taking too long. I want it to be perfect. So I'm almost done with my post, but I wanted to go ahead and get Tina to share her story. And then I'm going to give you guys a message that is like almost fail proof that you're going to send to people that have been on the fence. It is going to require you to invest a little bit. So if you don't feel ready to do that, don't use this message. But everybody that's used it has signed someone up. So if you have someone that's been really hard to get to say yes, it'll work. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and let Tina take over.
Okay, my name is Tina Modrell. I ranked up to Ruby last month, and that's pretty exciting. Whenever I started Plexus 3.5 years ago, we had just moved from Oklahoma to South Carolina. For my husband, he had taken a position at a church, and it was quite a pay cut, honestly. And so financially, we weren't really in the best of situations. I'm trying to keep this short, so I'm gonna try to compress. Whenever we moved here, I was a exhausted, anxious, homeschooling mom, okay? My two oldest, we had to leave in Oklahoma because they were old enough to stay there and they loved Oklahoma. My two younger ones moved with us. My 16-year-old had been diagnosed with anorexia and depression and stuff. And my youngest, if you asked her what she wanted, all she wanted was piano lessons. That was it. And we were so broke, couldn't do it. In fact, we were so broke, we'd considered bankruptcy because we were that bad off. So anyway, I had just had a hysterectomy not long before. I was puffy, I was bloated, I was crazy with the hormone thing. My sugar wasn't right. So, okay, so you put all that together and it was kind of a mess. But, you know, you put on the face, and my husband was a leader in the church. So you have to put on the face. Everything's good. Nobody knew anything was wrong. After we'd been there for a couple of months, a lady in the church came up, or actually she sent me a message on Facebook and said, have you ever heard of Plexus? I think you'd be really good at this job. She actually said that first. She said, I think you'd be really good at this as a job because you care about people and all that. And I said, I don't know what Plexus is. And I said, I have no idea what you're talking about. And she said, oh, I can't believe it. You never heard of these all-natural supplements? They make you feel better from the inside out. And I was like, okay, feeling better. That sounds good. The job thing, well, you know, we had been up at night wondering what to do with me getting a job, or should I just stay home? Because, you know, you don't want to leave a daughter that's anorexic and possibly suicidal at home by herself, you know. So anyway, we prayed about it, and I watched Jennifer Paget's page for a couple of months, and I talked to my husband about it, and he said there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. You've got to do something, because I was miserable. And so I said, okay. So we had a yard sale to get the money, and I started. And when she came over to help me sign up, I was so illiterate on the computer that I didn't even know how to look up Google. It's that bad. So anyway, after I got my products, 3 days later, my hot flashes started going away. If you've ever had a hot flash, then you know what a blessing that is. And so I was like, okay, this is real. This is not some fake gimmick thing. I have to let people know about this. And she said that I could do this business, so I'm going to take her at her word, and I've got to do something, right? So I started posting, and it took me 4 months to get to silver because my family, not my immediate family, but my family that I knew, were not really into it. They thought it was a gimmick, something that I was crazy to even think about doing. But I just really believed this is what the Lord wanted me to do. So anyway, trying to keep it together. So a couple of months later, my daughter had to go away because she had written a suicide note, and so we couldn't keep her at home. Sorry. And so we sent her, if you have anybody in your realm that has somebody with anorexia, self-harm, anything like that, I'm telling you, Mercy Multiplied in Nashville is amazing. It is amazing. And it's a hidden gem. Most people don't even know about it. It's hidden on purpose because anyway, that's a side note. So she went there, and my youngest daughter was at home, and she just wanted piano lessons. By that time, I had gotten to silver, and I was able to pay for my products, and I was able to pay for piano lessons. You think that's not a big deal? That's a huge deal. So anyway, so she's all happy now, okay, and she's taking piano lessons, and that's going to come in handy in the story in a minute. I get to silver, see, I keep sharing, and the business starts growing a little bit. My husband had to take another job. He started working at Hobby Lobby. This past year, of course, last year, when COVID hit, he was on furlough. And then after he went back to work from being furloughed, he was hurt medically. So I was able to, with Plexus, make our house payment every month last year. And talk about a blessing. God knew before I ever started what we were going to face. My daughter that went to Nashville came home. She had Jesus all over her, free. While she was there, they had put her on a probiotic. She could not tell the difference, but they told her that a probiotic would make a difference in how she felt and in her mental and all this stuff. So that confirmed for me what we were doing. But she was on Prozac, and she said, "Mom, I don't want to stay on Prozac." I said, "Let's get you off of it." So we on the triplex and Vital Biome, and she weaned herself off of that. And this was all last year. Okay, she is married now, and they have our first grandbaby, and I get to go see him in another couple of weeks, and he'll be 3 months old. So to say that Plexus has changed my life, it has. My husband is still on medical leave, and we have still been able to pay off all of our debt except for our house. I have made the house payment. I paid off our car. Guys, it's real. It's not fake. Helped my daughter get off of Prozac. My daughter that started piano lessons is going to college now on a piano scholarship. So, yeah. And just because I trusted my friend who said, "Have you ever heard of Plexus?" And I said, "Nope." And she said, "I really think that you could do this business." And I was like, "No clue what you're talking about." And she didn't give up on me, even though I couldn't look up Google. She worked with me and she helped me. And so anyway, I hope that's an encouragement too.
It's like we saved like these really super powerful testimonies for the last one. I mean, everybody's stories have been so huge, but I just keep hearing in my head, like, don't post. And then I think, what if someone hadn't posted for Brenda? Don't message people. And then what if someone hadn't messaged Tina? Or even what I wrote down here is, if someone says, "I can't afford it," and you're like, "I know, it's a lot." Tina had a yard sale to be able to afford the products. I mean, every single objection just got completely blasted. And honestly, the stories are so powerful. So I hope that that gives you guys the courage and the bravery and the boldness required to be an entrepreneur. Because yes, building the business is so special, and it feels good to feel like you're doing something for your family. But man, just the legacy of this, to think about her daughter going to college on a piano scholarship, to think about Brenda having gone through all those surgeries to end up at Plexus's doorstep. So I'm like that. I'm about to go message all the people because I'm very encouraged. Tina, you did an amazing job. Honestly, you did such a good job. I'm looking at the chat and people are just amazing. So let's use that. And that's another post, by the way, if you want to say, I know some people say, I hate getting messages from people about their businesses, but guess what? What if that is the message that changes your life? I just heard a story where a message was someone's answer to prayer, and I'm just willing to be bold enough to do it. So that's what I would consider doing. So I'm going to put this message in the chat. This is from Joanna Miller. Joanna Miller. She hit diamond this year, and I'm excited to say that. she used this message, and then another diamond used it, and then another girl used it, and everyone's saying yes. So what it would require, though, is that you would have the $20 off coupon from one of the 3-day challenge packs. If you don't, then you just give them the SAM 2020 and change the price ever so slightly. I know, don't be surreal, Joanna, because you're going to be a double diamond. No doubt in my mind. Here's the message. It just says, hey, I'm running a buy pink drink, get 2 free product special for the next 3 days. And maybe we should say 2. I think it's 2 days now, right? Plus that comes with a cute water bottle as a thank you gift for getting started. So the total for the triplex combo you wanted would be, and of course, edit that if you've never talked to them about plexus, or if you're following up about a different combo, would be $89. That's with the coupon. If you don't have it, then say $99 because that's with the code, plus tax and shipping. That includes your $40 off membership, which is super awesome. So you might want to offer to cover that. Can I help you finish up your order? This is huge for people that you've been talking to, and get them off of the fence. So I want you to spend the next 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how much I get going. If I get going, I need 10 minutes. If I'm done, then she signed up her realtor with that. Hello. So let's start using that message. And then we're going to close out the meeting or our power hour with doing all of the filing and like secretary work, like who's close to 100 PV, who's close to 500, anybody close to silver, senior silver, anybody close to a rank. We're going to no ambassador left behind is what we're doing. So go ahead and use that message first. Meant to say this, if you had people on that virtual sip and see that maybe didn't close out, that's a great message for them. And maybe send this message to your team and your team chats and say, hey, everybody, let's all commit to send this message to 10 people in the next 24 hours, something like that.
I'm a little confused.
Talk to me.
So this is the $20 coupon plus what? Or just a $20 coupon?
So it could be, you're going to have to play with these numbers. Maybe ask Joanna. Joanna, do you want to share?
Hey, yeah. So what I did is I used a trial box code that takes $20 off. And then I add, and so that takes $20 off. So it makes the triplex combo $89. And then I created a $10 off code in my pay portal to add on to that to make the membership for free. So that's how I got that $89. But if you don't have a trial box code, you could use the SAM 2020 code that will take 10% off, which would make the triplex $99. And then you could either make a code for $20 off or just make a code for $10 off and just say like, the membership's discounted to $30 from $30. You know, like you don't have to say the same verbiage. You could, if you don't want to spend that much money, but that's what I did.
And between your points and your building business bonus, this is actually being future thinking. Between your points and your building business bonus, you're covering that, okay? And then some. And so you're thinking about next month and the month after, what if that person ends up being one of your future diamonds? It's worth the investment. You spend money to make money. I don't know how to make an incentive code, which is really funny.
I don't even know how to do that.
No. See, I do know how to look up Google, Tina, but I do just send people Venmo or PayPal is what I do. But again, you guys can edit this. I just want to see
how we're getting the number. Thank you.
Joanna, you can't make a incentive code unless you have money in Paylutions, right?
Right. So if I don't have money in Paylutions, then I just send them the money, like Jen said, through Messenger or PayPal or something. So yeah, and you guys, if you sign up 3 people this month with Welcome Pack, you get that additional $75. So it's more than worth it. If you're like 1 person away or 2 people away to invest some money into it, like Jen was saying.
Yeah. And did they add, if you add 6, you get another $125 on top of that. So add 6 is $200 plus like a million other things. Yeah.
You actually can go into Paylutions and put a credit card in there and use that to make the incentive code. You don't have to have money in your wallet. You can use a credit card. I've done that.
I had no idea. Well, there you have it, folks. I don't even know where Paylutions is. Is that bad?
Can you repeat that last part about if you don't have money in Paylution? What, I missed that.
Someone was saying, she said she could put a credit card into her Paylution's account and you can use that. I've never done that. Like, I've never even heard that. So that's awesome. But if I don't have money in my pay portal, I just tell them I'm going to send them a cash rebate. So I'll be like, okay, we'll get you all set. And then what works best for you, PayPal or Messenger, I'll send you your cash rebate for those discounts. So I don't even say like, will that be okay? Or I just make it like, well, this is what we'll do. And they just tell me and then I send it.
Okay. That's what I usually do too with Venmo or PayPal. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so I just put into the chat, the Power Hour chat, Monday night is the gut health product training. We do it every month. So if that's something that you haven't invited your new people to, do it because it helps them so much. Not only does it teach them how to use the products they ordered, but it gets them thinking about, ooh, I want to try that one and that one. The way this business works is if we get people trying more and more and more products, they become lifers. They're like completely bought in. So that's what we need to do for them. If you have people that are asking you about Plexus, go ahead and send them the link. They can hop on. They're not going to hear testimonies, but they are going to hear what gut health is, what the different products are, and how they work. It's not too sciencey. It's more fun, but man, people love the event. So I would definitely send that invitation out. We also have a new ambassador training next Thursday night. And then we have a virtual sip and see on May, I'm pulling up the date, 25th. So these are all things to be thinking about for May. Power hours in May will be Monday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. So we're going to keep them at 10 a.m. I'm sorry I keep changing each month. I just still trying to find my sweet spot. So send those invitations to the gut health product training. And the way we're going to end this in the next 15 minutes, go in and own your virtual office. And I know that's hard because I'm not a reports person. I'm not someone that understands all of that, but I do know how to look for someone that has less than 100 PV and maybe they're missing out on commission. Less, if someone's close to 500, they spend money. It's basically free product. That helps our pay point. So you're doing good. Be looking for people that might need just one more person to get the incentive that Joanna was talking about. I'll put all of the potential situations in the chat here, and then you guys know what to be messaging about. But close your business. I know we still have a couple more days, but be thinking about all the things to do to close your business. I'll put all those scenarios here. Okay. I literally could keep working for hours. So listen, if you're having trouble with the incentive codes, do what I do, which is probably not the professional way to do it. I go to my friend who knows how to do it and I say, if I give you $40, will you make me 4 $10 incentive codes? And she's like, yes, Jennifer. That's just the way I do it. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but it's working for me. So if that's what you need to do, go to someone way more mature than you. It's probably not true, but that's how I feel, and have them help you out. That's the way I do it. Okay, so I will see you guys. I won't be here on Monday, but Sarah Marble will, so you're covered. I'm going to be at the beach with a bunch of thin, tall, blonde women. That's going to be awesome. And then I'll be back on Wednesday at 10 a.m. So see you then. Be looking for pictures. I'll hide behind them. It'll be great. Bye, guys.